The chairman of the Joint Chiefs of Staff is the highest-ranking member of the American military, who just not only defended indoctrinating our troops with critical race theory, which is just a code word for Marxist anti-white racism, but went on to blame the protest at the Capitol on January 6th that did get out of hand on white people.
He's talking today about why it is so important to understand and I quote here, white rage behind what happened on January 6th, and why members of the military should study theories like critical race theory.
And it is important that we train and we understand, and I want to understand white rage, and I'm white, and I want to understand it. So what is it that caused thousands of people to assault this building and try to overturn the Constitution of the United States of America? What caused that? I want to find that out.
I'm sorry, sir, but the broken window at the Capitol that day and the ensuing trespassing had nothing to do with race whatsoever. There is another group, however, which did riot, burn, and loot buildings across the entire country in dozens of cities last summer, causing $1 billion worth of damage that did, in the name of George Floyd. Maybe you should look into trying to stop that from happening again. Meanwhile, at Nellis Air Force Base in Nevada, they just had their first drag queen show, which they said was to boost morale and increase diversity. And according to MSNBC, anybody who criticizes this drag queen-loving chairman of the Joint Chiefs of Staff is a terrorist.
Well, the culture war led by members of the GOP has now fully bled into the military. Our troops, our military leaders, our Secretary of Defense are under political attack, not by ISIS or by Al-Qaeda, but by radical, extremist, anti-American elected officials, pundits on TV, and other blowhards that are putting themselves and their personal political agenda ahead of our military and ahead of our national security and ahead of our country.
Since the Democrats failed to get enough votes to form a 9/11-style January 6th commission to complain about the protest at the Capitol for the next 3.5 years, Nancy Pelosi announced that they're going to form a House Select Committee instead.
To do the investigation of the causes of this. There are two actual paths. One is about the root causes of it, the white supremacy, the anti-Semitism, the Islamophobia. The other is the security of the Capitol and what it means to be ready for such an insurrection.
Another day, another Democrat hallucinating and imagining racism where there is none. And since the Marxists are making stunning progress in their attempts to overthrow our great republic, you've seen the woke CIA and US Army commercials. Well, now NASA has gone woke as well.
At NASA, we're on a mission of equity, launching opportunity.
Equal opportunity to challenge and inspire.
To learn and thrive.
To reach those we've never reached before.
To use science, data, and technology to advance equity.
To use science, data, and technology to advance equity. They say, not equality, notice. They don't want equality. Equity is the new buzzword. It's a code word meaning less rights and resources for white people. If their new diversity mission recruitment ad wasn't cringe enough, here's a recent live stream from NASA detailing the kinds of people that they're looking to bring aboard.
My name's Melanie Saunders. I'm the Deputy Associate Administrator for the agency, and my pronouns are she, her, and hers.
My name is Charles Cockrell. My pronouns are he, him, and his.
My name is Sarah Phillips. I am an employee at Glenn Research Center. My pronouns are as varied as the rainbow. I typically go by she, her, but I also go by they, them.
I have a feeling that the Challenger space shuttle disaster is going to seem like a minor malfunction compared to the idiocy that we're going to be seeing coming out of the space program in the coming years. In other news, there's been a dramatic increase in violent crime in the United States over the last year, mostly because the George Soros-appointed district attorneys continue to drop charges against the violent and dangerous criminals who keep getting arrested and putting them back out onto the streets. But we're living in Orwellian times when telling the truth is a revolutionary act. And that's why big tech and government bureaucrats continue to try to censor the truth.
Well, questions are mounting over BART's refusal to release surveillance video showing recent robberies on their trains. Now we've taken a look at an internal memo explaining their decision.
Turns out recorded video from these cameras of the recent rash of teen mob robberies won't be released to the public. But that's led some elected officials like BART board director Deborah Allen to question, doesn't the public have a right to see the video? Here's the response she got from BART Assistant General Manager Carrie Hamill.
To release these videos would create a high level of racially insensitive commentary.
KPIX5 obtained a memo from Hamill to board members where she explains BART won't put out a press release on a most recent theft because it was a, quote, petty crime, and talking about it would make BART look crime-ridden. And also it would unfairly affect and characterize riders of color, leading to sweeping generalizations in media reports.
By the way, BART stands for Bay Area Rapid Transit. It's just the train system up there in San Francisco. And I think you know the reason why the officials don't want to release the footage of the actual crimes because, well, if Barack Obama had a son. And the Associated Press just announced that they're no longer going to be publishing the names or the mugshots of suspects who are arrested for what they say are minor crimes. Minor crimes meaning anything less serious than murder. Intelligent people don't have to ask why. Of course, people kept sharing articles through social media showing all of those suspects arrested for attacking Asian people in New York, and, well, those facts hurt certain people's feelings. But when a white woman, like that poor woman in Central Park who was playing with her dog who she had taken off the leash, which technically is against the rules, was startled by a black man who came out of the bushes, who was bird watching, and made some rather unusual and uncomfortable and what could easily be interpreted as threatening comments to her, and she called the police. They named her and where she worked, and she was branded the Central Park Karen, and the bird watcher admitted that he told her that if she didn't put her dog on the leash, that he was going to do something that she didn't like. And so she called 911, said somebody was threatening her, and then she was smeared as a racist and then fired from her job. Thankfully, she is suing her employer for wrongful termination. And BET, Black Entertainment Television, just produced a new made-for-TV movie called Karen, about a nice black family that moves into a new neighborhood, and one of their neighbors is a single white woman who is a total psycho and terrorizes them because they're black.
I guess this is a long way from East Point.
Baby, you just gotta give it a chance.
Tell me about your new neighbors.
They're black. Do you mind keeping it down? If you don't comply, I'll tell the manager.
Hi, I am Karen Drexler. I'm your neighbor. You need to be taking your trash cans off the curb right when the trash is picked up. Bad things happen to people that don't comply.
By the way, it is a real movie. It's not a Saturday Night Live skit. But if they really wanted to make a movie that truly was scary, they would depict a white family moving to the south side of Chicago. There was some good news this week, however. The Supreme Court ruled that a public school could not punish a student who had posted on Snapchat about the school and the cheer team, including a bunch of F-bombs, and then she was suspended from the cheer team, and so she sued. And the Supreme Court ruled that the school could not punish her for off-campus speech unless it had a severe disrupting effect on the school, which, sounding off about the cheer team after she didn't get promoted from JV to the regular team, obviously didn't qualify. To celebrate this First Amendment victory, the ACLU started selling a new t-shirt saying basically the same thing that she said. F school, F softball, F cheer, F everything. Which they're selling for a whopping $40. As you know, I sell some t-shirts of my own. Of course, mine are better, and not to mention half the price. So get yourself a warning, contains facts and opinions, some may find offensive shirt, an I Love Global Warming shirt, or any of my awesome designs, all available in a t-shirt, long sleeve, and a hoodie, and a whole bunch of different colors as well. So head on over to markdice.com or click the link in the description below and check them out.